All right, folks, we're back at it again. Kid the double O, you already know. So in this video, we're going to cover a few things here. I like to keep these short and sweet now moving forward. So right now, as you can see, I left you guys off with the logo, something very simple, nothing magical, but I did notice though, when I did complete it and it's all grouped together, you hold shift or even just holding alt, you see we get a mess on our hands, right? So a good way to combat that is we're going to hold shift, right? So as we hold shift, just be mindful. Look, as you can see right here, the borders are still a little thick. So you have to make your necessary adjustments. If you go over there to your panel, over on that side, you have the corner radius. Just let up on it a little bit, ease up on it a little bit, and do the same for each component part, or I should say each piece, each layer. Kind of let up on that radius there a little bit. See, as you can see, we're starting to get a little shape back out, the same as this, right? So I've already reshaped mine, so I'm going to undo that, but I've unshaped mine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Command or Control K. We're going to make a component. So Kev, what the heck is a component? Glad you asked. So a component is pretty much just an element, if you will, a piece of your design layout. And what makes it a component is the multiple things you can do with it. So one in particular that I really want to highlight is we've made our component, right? Command or Control K. And we're going to hold Alt or Option. And I'm just going to drag it over this way. Now we could have just did it Control or Command Command D to duplicate it and then slide it over. You know, just do your preference. But what I wanted to highlight is once we grabbed it over, if you notice, all the corners are white. If we go back to the main one, this is our master component. I say the main one, I actually gave it away, but what I wanted to highlight is that little indication, the green dot in the corner, that indicates that this is the master component. So if we were in a search, let's just say we're over here, we're diving into the work, we want to make some changes. It's going to let us know edit main component. It'll let us know exactly which component is the main component, and that allows us to make some edits. So let me show you the cool part about why we do this. All right, folks, so we're back in here again. So look, I went in here and had a little glitch go on, but anyway, so I made a duplicate of this main component, right? So the cool part about components is this. So if you take a look, I'm gonna make that change, and I want you to look at this component on the right after we make this change. So let's go in here. I'm just gonna highlight all these, and we're gonna make them blue. Oh, I say blue. Make all that blue. All right, and as you can see, it changes it here on the component we have on our artboard currently. So that's the cool thing about components. We're able to make these changes, and this is honestly a good rule of thumb. I mean, I like to kind of do this too while I'm at it. I kind of make a rectangle and just kind of throw a board out here, like not necessarily a board, but just a rectangle, and just keep all these different components here. So they're here. Obviously, we have them here, but we can drag and make those duplicates out of here as well. So be mindful of that. You don't have to do the duplicate. If you don't want to do the duplication of it, you can just drag and bring it out. It does the same thing. All right. So I'm just going to leave it right here and there. Right. I'm going to leave it right in there. And if I want to make changes to that logo, I'll be able to do so. All right. We're done with components as far as for now. Next, I wanted to highlight the artboard. All right. So I talked about this already before, but we're going to break it back down again as we get ready to just freestyle this layout. All right. So I click on the artboard, and as you can see, we have a section over here called grid. I wish I could zoom in, but I hope you can see grid. We can check the box to do that, or we can do a command or Control Shift and apostrophe or quotes, whatever one you want to call it, and it will turn it on and off. We're not going to go outside the confines of the default setting for columns. I want to keep this. This is the most common one I like to use anyway. It's all about preference. But I will show you the other one though. So this is the one you can change the colors of that grid. Those columns, I mean, if you like, make them pink if you like. You can make them dark, you make them faded. You know, it's whatever you want to do. See, so it works all the same. It's all about preference. All right, so now look, let's zoom in a little bit here. And what I want to show you now is we're going to work the grid, but watch this. So when you're in the grid, as you see how we get a little snap action. Remember I told you guys about that snap action? And if we want to bypass that, we can do Control or Command, hold it, and work that in and out smoothly, right? So that's what we have, right? So I don't want to set a preference necessarily for these. I'm just going to kind of freestyle it. That's what I like to do. I don't like to be so exact. I mean, this is not an ideal project. Like, this is not an exact one that we have to do for anybody. So it's allowing us the opportunity to learn this stuff and how to navigate through it, right? So let's do this. I want to go to here real quick. So this is square ones. So going back to what I was just mentioning a second ago, is when we got to be very specific, very spot on, or very explicit on as far as what pixel count we need to go. You're able to do that with these squares. So this, to me, I'm not a natural designer. So to me, breaking these down and counting these, this is a way to go. But think about how interesting that would look, having to slide through these. There's no way to really highlight these. This could become a little bit of a pain. But this is the cool part, though. You're able to kind of stagger your way down. So as you see, it does tend to stick. So it can work. It's all about preference, again, like I tell everyone. But I'm going with my good old columns. So that's my setup. Well, what I'm going to do right now, though, is I'm going to remove those because I want to show you something else. All right, so if you get a little closer here on the artboard, right above it, you start seeing an arrow or a pair here. So let me get a little closer because it's going to be a little different once I cast this to everyone on YouTube. So as you see, when we get that arrow, we can go right down behind it, or just an invisible ruler. I wonder why they wouldn't just start popping numbers up. That would be nice to give a full display of it, acknowledging that there's a ruler spot, but hey, it's fine. Nice little concealed way to hide the rulers, keep it clean. So anyway, as you notice, when I drag it, it sticks to the bottom of the logo. And let's just do one up here real quick. I'll stick one a little further away, just so I can show you the effect. So look, so at any point, we can snap up, as you see, snap up, or snap on the bottom. So you see how you're snapping here? This is good when you really want to fine tune and hone in on where you would like to place your logo and get things started on your design layout. So it starts from the top and we can work our way on the left. The ruler does not work on the right or bottom. Naturally, rulers on InDesign tools are on the top and from the left. So if you work your way over, same thing, right? On Insert Your Intelligence, you get the picture. It'll stick here, stick there, stick outside of there, all that wonderful stuff. So I'm going to undo those ruler markings. And I'm going to pull up my column real quick. I just want to let you know that that's available. What I will do, though, is then I'm going to put it about right here. And then I'm probably going to go ahead and grab a ruler. And I want to drop it down right here. I want to make sure that, or just a hair below. I'm going to go a little bit below. And then I'm going to make a rectangle again. So follow with me. We're going to kind of flow a little bit here. We're going to make our rectangle just so we can place it right over our section right here. So you see it'll stop right there. That's good for us. Work our way across, and then we can entertain one of the colors on our color code. So for me, I went a little too far, so I did an undo. Let's see. For me, I'm thinking I'm going to go with this for now. This light blue going on here. And what I'm going to do is hold Command or Control, and then we're going to do that square bracket so we can drop that layer down. So remember I told you, you see it in the corner up here, right for where I'm at. I would swap those layers so that it can go to the background, and then the logo can go to the foreground. So right now it looks pretty crazy. So I'm really not married to it, but we'll see. All right, you can hold Control and colon, or Control or Command colon. You remove those rulers, so it won't stick anymore once the rulers are gone. If you remember in my video, but that's what we have right now. So I'm gonna hold this right now. I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna do some more adjusting on that, but that's fine. Let's keep rolling. So now I want to take the borders off that rectangle I made, and I'm probably going to come up a little bit off the colors. I am very, very picky, so I'm not really even sure if I'm going to even stick with that because of the crazy purple look I kind of got. So we shall see. We'll roll with it for now. All right, next I'm going to use T for text, and we're going to get the wording typed up. So it's going to be Loon Desk. Where did I come up with this? I have no idea. Just started thinking about it, and voila. So what I'm going to do also too is I'm going to bring my ruler back out. I want to drop another ruler just below the logo, just so my text can jump right where it needs to. So I'm allowing for it to stick, and I'm gonna let it line up right against the logo. I'm gonna keep it nice and tight, right? And then we're gonna work our way over here, and you can find a font family, whatever you have built in on your machine. For me, let's see. I want something really techy, but I don't think I have anything like that. So I don't want to be all day with this. So let's take a look. That's a cool one. I wouldn't do anything like this, but brings a little funk to it. It's gonna work great for illustrations. Let's do it. Why not? Loom Desk. It's pretty crazy. Let's do it. All right, that's what I'm doing right now for that. You have multiple ways you can come up with the text for your logo. This is what I decided to do. All right. Next, though, I'm going to go with the Play It Safe, one of my favorite font families. So I'm going to type out that text, and we're going to do V for the select tool. And I'm working my way over here, but I'm going to go with my Open Sans. I love it. It's safe. It's a very, very popular font. So a lot of businesses use that font. So, you know, hey, it's preference. If you do want a list of awesome fonts, I do have a top 5 list I will have placed in the description below. All right, as we work with this text here, we're going to do our next step. We're almost there, guys. I'm going to make this short and sweet still again. Like I said, bit by bit, we're going section by section. So we're going to wrap up this navigation spot. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and you can always hold, if you're not on there, V for the select tool. You can do Command and Control, left click, so you can highlight that specific element. I'm going to do a Command and Control R, and we're going to make some duplicates. As you see, let's do home about contact. Let's just leave it at that. Home about contact, why not blogs? So remember what I told you about that. If you making this out halfway, you do a Control or Command and Shift G. It's going to allow for these to separate. See, out of the each one made it out of there, and it separated. So if we were to have done that, if we were to have grouped that instead of a Command and Control G, we would have had it in pieces right there. We don't want that. So just make out home, about, contact, blogs. Fix that up, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to hold Shift and click all these, and then we're going to group it. All right. This is where we get to do that cool feature over here for stack, this cool stack feature. We're going to check that box, and right here, we can either stack them up if we were working in navigation for mobile, but right now we're doing desktop. So we're going to leave it off to the side, right? And we're going to keep that gap between 20, all right, 20 pixels. So this is what I want to show you though. What I like about this, remember, right, is about, I want to see this as well while I'm there, about. And as you can see, it remains, everything pushes off to the side. It will hold this place. So home, about, blogs, and do contact. All right, so after that, I wanted to highlight this too though. We'll go ahead and do that for that too. Down here is where you can make those arrangements for your text. You can make it all uppercase, lowercase, capitalized, those super and subscripts. But I think we're going to do all capitalized. Now, you know what? Let's play out the logo. Let's go back. Let's go back behind those. We'll go ahead and make it capitalized. Let's go for it. Cool. All right, that's what we have here. The font size really doesn't matter. Like, I mean, we just, like I said, we're making a design here. So I got to kind of make it look a little big so we can see it, right? But understand that we have our space right here. 20 pixels. I'm going to pull up my column here, and what I'm going to do is actually drop this on that line. If I go back and actually remove it real quick, put the ruler back, drop it right here on the line, and then I will put the column back so they catch right on the edge, right? Once I drop that, there we go. We have our nice little layout for our navigation. That space is a little tight, I'm gonna be honest. So I'm going to come back in here, go to our spaces, and let's raise it up a little. Let's just jump this. And actually, I mean, if I'm typing this up in code, it's about, it ranges. I mean, I've seen where I've done 40 pixels, 50 pixels. We'll give it a little space. All right, I'm gonna hold Shift and carry the thing back over. All right, so now we're set. We got our navigation up. We have our logo here. So pretty nice, nifty layout. And we're gonna dive in some more. So again, get it down below. If you haven't by now, guys, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.